Yo, Rebecca, guess what?
What's up?
The podcast world
The podcast planet
booming. No, seriously, where you record and how you record, it definitely matters.
It
with
definitely
sound
does.
and not sounding like pots and pans are banging in the background.
Yes, you don't want to hear the air vents
Or the fans.
or the fans.
So you have to bake in the studio. No, I'm just playing. But anyway, if you're listening, you should definitely book this dope place that we both know about.
I like it. Hashtag ICN Studios.
Okay.
And where we're at?
In Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, BK.
To book time at hashtag ICN Studios, email bookicnstudios@gmail.com and visit their website, icn.dj.
Where pop culture and pod culture meet.
It's time for the black. I'm talking black. I'm talking bliggity black girl podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to Black Girl Podcast, episode
17.
17.
Oh my gosh.
Damn.
Yeah.
We almost to 20,
We
y'all.
almost at 20. 20 got to be special. So
Let us know what you guys think we should do for 20.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
GGP
That's Gia Peppers,
20,
just in case you didn't know
hashtag.
who that was, because her voice is
My
sexy
voice
as
is
hell today.
gone
She been working, y'all. She been working.
all weekend.
Yeah.
But
Going in.
we are missing someone, guys.
We are.
We're missing our own Scotty Beam.
Where's
Scotty
Scotty Beam?
Beam.
Hashtag.
Hashtag where's Scotty Beam? Because we don't know.
Bring back our Scotty Beam.
Bring
Don't
back.
do that.
That's too soon,
Don't-
right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
too soon.
That's like bring
Touchy.
back our girls.
Like 2 years.
And the
I
girls
know.
are still
It's
not
been
back.
2 months. Don't do that.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm so
We actually
sorry.
know she's in the group chat, but we just don't know
We don't know
I
what
don't
happened.
know where exactly she
Yeah.
is.
in the group chat.
Anyway, hi
Yeah.
guys.
She's doing well though.
She's alive. She is
She's
alive.
fine. She's great.
Shout out to the people. No, sorry. Sorry. Hello.
Say
You wanna
hi,
tell them who you
everybody.
are?
One by one. Yeah.
I am Saphira.
No.
I'm Saphira. At Saphira M. At Sassbox _ You know. Who are you?
Dang, this is what we doing today. I don't want to sit by you today.
I know,
It's
she's
Alysha P, and I heard what y'all did to me last
It
week.
was great.
Or last episode.
Hey, this is Alysha
Hey,
P.
y'all. It's Alysha, ALYSHAP.
Sexy leash.
Sexy
Sexy
Lily.
Oh my God, every
Lick me
episode.
217.
You know,
what?
The
so
tone.
no,
wrong.
it's very
It's
much.
magic tone. That's who it is.
If you haven't watched it, guys, check out Hot This Week.
I
Episode
can't.
721. Alicia
No.
P does the phenomenal job as the voiceover narrating the entire episode.
No,
Really nice.
really?
Mike liked it.
Yes.
Mike liked it.
thanks.
Leash, you getting your voiceover real?
I mean, I'm trying, you know.
Alicia has commercials too. I be hearing you on WBLS, child.
Oh, really? I haven't heard it on
Yes.
the radio yet.
New Jersey Transit. New Jersey Lotto. Oh my God.
Y'all so famous.
I just
Yeah,
want $1
I-
from that. But anyways, who are you?
I am Rebecca, Black Daria,
Mhm.
Bad Guy Bex, that's me, BLVCKDARIA. And yeah, who are you, Gia?
I'm Gia. Gia Peppers.
Gia Pepper.
And my voice is gone. So y'all gonna have to deal with me. I won't be as loud today. We heard y'all. Yes, I know it was very loud last episode. We fixing it.
Yeah, what you talk about Mama B, so she gets a little passionate.
You know what I'm saying? Not gonna talk about my Beyonce.
You know what I'm
Who
saying?
looking mighty thick.
Thicker than a sticker.
I wanna see this.
She looks straight out of thick.
Child.
She's back in 4th, 3rd ward with that booty.
I told y'all she get.
That
Didn't she
booty
just
on
say
them
she wasn't gonna talk
breasts.
that
Can I
loud?
ask you something?
You saw how that voice
serious,
got
though?
loud over Beyonce?
Well,
Passionate
I am
girl.
A consistent
Does
person.
that look like
I
work?
see.
Or does it
I
look
see.
like
I love it.
natural?
What?
What'd
It
What'd you
looks
say?
like work or nah?
It looks.
No.
No.
It looks
This
like-
is very much. I haven't worked out.
She got two
suck in the,
babies.
get the corset and let everything fall.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Full.
like booty.
That baby.
breast.
Let me. Can I see the picture?
This is. I just dropped 2 babies and y'all gonna deal.
And she wouldn't really
Hello?
let people take pictures of her. Like all the pictures are mad blurry. And she's like,
She looks good though. From
I
like,
like Thick B.
It
I
looks
love
like
me some
Thick
Thick
on.
B.
Thick B was
Destiny's Child B.
and the Beyonce experience.
Thick B was brown dress catered to you BET
Yes, she's
Awards.
almost-
That's who we need.
She's a little bit bigger than that.
this?
She. Huh?
Do you want it?
Yes, I
She
remember.
knows all Beyonce.
I'm gonna
like
post it on
performances.
Twitter.
It was really good.
Fuck.
I remember that.
You did.
Yes,
Thank you, Gia.
that's the B we meant. So, can we just jump right into Insecure? Or am I doing
No,
too
no,
much?
no,
Not yet?
no. We have to thank our homies.
Oh,
Yeah.
much fun. Curl Fest and South in the City.
So
Thank
Curl
you,
Fest was
guys.
the 4th annual this year, 4th or 5th.
I think it was the 4th.
4th annual. And we came through. We completely commandeered a couch. We
Yes.
put our BGP letters in the hashtag.
Yep.
Took photos with a lot of people. Came up to us. Very thankful for us.
Oh my God.
Just
That
talking
was so
regular. Just talking about
Yes.
Black girls' perspectives. And
Yes.
it's really, really dope.
Shout out to everyone who ran up on us. Like,
that
we were
was
looking for you
dope.
all day.
Yes.
That
So
was
to be
so
honest, like we was a little late,
And we was
but
was actually looking for each other all day.
Technical difficulties.
but we
It's a
made
good
it.
experience.
Yeah, it took me 3 hours. I could have drove to DC or Philly and back from New Jersey to get to Brooklyn. I'd never had that experience. I was pissed off in that car. I was about to curse everybody out in front of us. I was like, hey, this
Would you
might
take
be
the
a
Verrazano?
listener. No, the fucking Holland. No, we took the George Washington Bridge because I was coming from uptown. I was coming from like North Jersey. So we took the George Washington Bridge, had to go all the way back downtown.
Damn it.
It was terrible. It was a
Jesus
shit
Christ.
show.
But you
Yeah,
made
that's
it.
like
I did.
that's why people like in Brooklyn don't go to the Bronx. My G, it's just
too
not
much.
I don't think anybody goes to the Bronx.
crazy. Shout out to everyone who lives in the
Bronx.
Bronx.
Yeah, we
Right.
not.
But I will be catching my disclaimers. Let me tell you, disclaimers are the way to life.
They are.
Because that's how
Save
you don't hurt
yourself.
feelings.
They love it.
Except for it's like no disrespect.
No disrespect, but
Well, all the disrespect.
Right.
Right.
I don't mean to offend
no
you.
shade, but all the shade.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I
Yeah.
gotta say.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. So
Right.
I'm kind of like the queen of disclaimers.
Yeah, so we had a lot of fun, and
Yes,
we definitely like
we did.
so happy to like meet people who like us. Like
At
I'm
Curl
still
Fest.
surprised that people like us.
100%.
I know,
All
and
the
like
time.
really running up to us, like, "Oh my God, it's you guys!" I kind of was just taking my friends on the car ride home were like, "Yo," and I was like, "I know, like this is really
Yeah, that
people
kinda-
are actually listening, and it's crazy."
That caught me
Yeah.
off guard. People like that don't know me that like
yes,
me.
like me.
Kind of weird, but
yeah.
No, I actually went to a baby shower yesterday, and a good friend of mine, Urkel, follow her on Instagram. She walked up to me. She was like, "Let me just tell you how much Black Girl Podcast means so much, and I'm so thankful that you're doing it."
wow.
And we had a whole conversation about like the importance of it, how good it is for the community of black women, and just conversation. And then also talked about what we should be talking about on the show. Like I always ask everybody who listens, what are we missing? What do you want to hear? What do you want us to talk about? What didn't we unpack enough? You know, at length. And she's always been an avid listener. She's like, when I meet somebody, I'm like, "Oh, Black Girl Pal, you want to know? Give me your phone." Like she'll subscribe for them on their phone.
Oh, shout out to her.
Yeah, she's
Hey,
like, she's a dope
girl.
woman, like
Seriously.
to begin with, period. And then just to hear that from her is like such a good feeling to like
that happens.
someone
to
that
me
you respect and admire to be telling you that like, no, I respect and admire what you do.
We really did gain some followers this weekend. My best friend's granddad passed away. Rest in peace, Papa. He was the
Yes.
GOAT. But we were at the, like, you know, after the repast and stuff, and there were just people sitting there, my cousins, of course, our cousins sitting there like, yeah, we listened. And then there was 2 people from Maryland. They were like, "Oh, I listen to podcasts. I'm about to jump up on that." Like, so you never, I'm just saying that because
Oh,
you
yeah,
never
for
know
sure.
in whatever walk of life that you're going to
Absolutely.
be in.
It always surprises me to meet somebody and be like, "Well, I would have thought that you were like this," but just to know that like you still tune in, you still are engaged with the content that we provide you is just always like, I can't believe that we're actually able to connect with so many different people.
It doesn't
I know.
matter. You could
It's
be
crazy.
working at McDonald's. Shout out to the people that work at
See,
McDonald's.
we don't gotta do this.
No, I
all
love the
episode.
disclaimers. I really do. They make me happy.
I think that like the coolest thing is like people getting to know us for our personalities.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome.
But also us getting to know each other.
Personalities is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I know Jameer one time
Here we go.
referred to us as New Edition. I think it's the funniest thing in life. I know Scotty
Jesus.
hates it. But I think it's so funny that he refers to us as New Edition. And maybe you guys could tweet us
Jameer,
and let
it's
us know.
Jameer.
Yeah, tweet at It's Jameer and start the conversation. And also just let us know, like, who do you think is who matched up to New Edition and BGP? Let us know. And maybe we'll give you what Jameer answered.
Yeah.
But
But yes, thank you to everybody who came to Curl Fest or South in the City.
Oh my God, yo, South End City was mad fun.
Yes,
Thank you.
beautiful black
Oh my
people,
God.
men,
beautiful.
women, curls,
Black.
outfits.
For people who don't know what South End City is, it's basically, well, the picnic is it's in its 2nd year, but it's a party.
Right.
It's a big party.
with
usually
nice looking men.
with HBCU people
Men.
come together and court you.
Issa.
And it's usually like, at a club or whatever, they just come through, like, they, twerk or whatever. But then they wanted to make it a little more bourgeois. So they took it to Governor's Island.
And that was the Black Bouge.
Okay. Bourgeois, if you will. It was mad bougie, but it was hot. And all my girls came to support me.
Yes.
And Daniqua Williams from Brooklyn, and my trainer, Keisha Villerson, and one of my girls from Rutgers, Olivia Ike. So we had such a good time.
Yes, we
So
did.
shout out to South in the City. And shout out to Nimrata for giving me these dope sunglasses, girl.
Hey.
You like.
They were cute.
Yeah.
I
They
saw
mad
them.
cute. And I'm be wearing them all summer.
Yes. She got him with her now.
Yes,
I
you
do.
do. You did your thing, though, Gia. I was
Yeah,
really
for
proud of you.
sure.
Guys. I was-
Super professional. I heard you before I actually saw you. I was like, "Is that Gia?" I was like, "You did so good."
That's why I have
Sounded
no
really
voice
good.
right
You
now.
sounded really good.
It's so crazy because we all know what we each do, but to see each other
To
actually
see it,
in our
it's
own
weird.
elements,
Yeah,
it's
just like
weird.
I'm passing Alysha a nice little gift from Sauce Box, and her ass is snatching it from me.
Safira is so rude to me, y'all,
No,
and
it's always
sassy.
fun to get
She
stuff
is
from Sass
actually
Box.
sassy. Do you know you asked me to pour you a glass of champagne yesterday that was sitting 4.5 inches away from you?
Listen, it was a bougie event, so I was
So
just
you had
blending in.
me be your bottle girl.
Why not?
We on box after this, y'all. We'll go
Bring this
on
box
IG
with
Live
us.
so y'all can see.
Speaking of last night.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun. Insecure.
Okay, my number one problem is that he
Wait,
No.
spoiler. If you did
No.
not watch Insecure, turn this off right,
now.
now.
now
And, like,
because
go watch
I
it
need
and
to
then-
talk.
Play.
No, but like
Now.
I'm sorry, Alysha. I sat there at the end, like, literally in disbelief, in strong disbelief. Like, did this just happen? And then for a minute, I was like, I feel like this happened to me before.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
nah. On some real, like.
I was about to shed a tear. That's how strong it was. I was literally sitting there like, damn, I have been through this before.
Listen, online. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Gia.
No, I was just gonna say at some point we've all heard like a really nice guy who maybe
Yeah.
I mean who not
never-
all of us.
no.
I have heard a really nice guy before who didn't deserve to be hurt, and he never did that per se to me. The come in and the 20 strokes.
And literally, no, that was 5 strokes,
16
by the way.
Cool.
Mhm.
It was definitely
I
under
didn't
20.
count.
Woo,
Yeah.
Lord Jesus. That was
But
fast
he
as
did
shit.
make me. I did see like his savagery come out a little bit, and I was like, dang, that's all because of me.
Yep.
So like, I don't know. That scene was crazy. But what do you got? Okay, what we got?
No, for me, has probably y'all gonna be like, I wasn't even thinking that. I'm just mad that he went in her raw and just released his whole universe, all in her soul.
But did he go in old girl raw too?
Facts. I
Yes!
didn't pull off nothing. I see a baby wipe, not nowhere.
It's the STD.
Okay.
Now we're gonna say that had right, exactly. Let's just say okay,
sorry,
because
y'all.
that sex scene with old girl happened. Like they were already in the process, and she was calling him Zaddy and all that stuff.
Strong ass daddy.
I know.
I was like, did you just call me daddy with a Z? I was like, damn.
That's different.
But yeah, so let's just assume that maybe he used protection with her.
Nope.
But with my man Issa, he was just like, all right,
Run
I'm
it
gonna
up.
just get this off and let you know what you're missing and leave. And I
Well,
couldn't.
here's the- and
I thought
that's-
about that too.
That's the thing. I've never done a male wrong before, but no matter how you spin a breakup is a breakup. And I'm sure
For sure.
everyone here has had breakup sex or sex. We've talked about this before on the podcast. Sex you shouldn't be having during a breakup. And that's where I saw myself. And I was just like, wow, he really just stopped her in her footsteps. They both just pulled their underwear down. No condom was in sight. And they definitely just got it on. And that's why I felt like crying, because I was like, Jesus, Issa, you done fucked up.
She better not get fucking pregnant this season. This is only season
exactly
2.
what I
God damn
thought.
it, she can't.
Well, maybe
She
they
can't.
might talk about there's some possible conversations surrounding that. There's the STD talk.
right.
There's the pregnancy talk.
Right.
There's the abortion talk. Which, I mean, let's keep it real. There's the Plan B talk,
Yep.
I
which
hope
we've
that-
talked
I
about on this
hope-
podcast before.
Yes, we
Right.
have.
So, what would y'all do?
First, can we just break down the episode?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I loved the dating scene.
I did too.
I personally
Related.
feel as though if girls could just write raps during dates,
I didn't think that's where you were going.
We would
But
all.
She's like, fuck
feel
the
a
mirror.
lot
I'm gonna do it
better.
right
And that's
here.
exactly how it would sound. Like,
I don't know why I'm here, like, da-da-da, because, like,
I'm a
seriously,
cheater.
I don't even, like,
actually, nigga, you might want to run. Cause a bitch is crazy.
yo. It was just so many lines within the episode that were so on point. And she was live tweeting too. There was a port when she was like a port.
Port.
A
Look at
port.
you.
I had to touch
Miss
to myself.
Port.
SoCal. Shout out to the people that listen in SoCal. But anyway, there was fuck you, Rebecca. There was a part where she was like, dick on E,
Yep.
gas tank on E, bank account on E, and I was like, here for it.
it's a mood.
Definitely
Homeboy
retweeted that. Like,
running in the
don't
park,
talk about
though,
me like
was
that in
cute.
my face.
Who was cute?
Homeboy running in
Oh,
the
he
park.
was
He was
fine.
fine.
All the men were fine.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
they
Issa,
should have.
I need to know who does casting for Insecure, because
Beautiful people.
yeah, I need to
Beautiful.
be around that.
Yes.
I think that the thing that's so funny is that we all are like, okay, so who's Team Lawrence and who's Team Issa?
I don't know how I
I'm
feel about Lawrence.
team
Lawrence is making it crazy right
nothing.
now.
Me
I don't
too.
know.
I'm team
I
nothing
need more
because I
information.
kind of understand. I really truly believe sometimes that I am Issa, except the cheating part. Like I understand where she's coming from as far as you know her role, but I don't know. Like I can't be Team Lawrence either because he was part of the problem. Not saying that he was warranted to get cheated on or whatever the case may be, but I understand where Issa's coming from. I can't be Team Lawrence or Team Issa because I'm kind of in between. So
I think the Issa and the writers are doing a really good job at
Yes.
making us not be Team anybody at this point.
Yeah.
But what team you want, Rebecca?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I was really disappointed in Lawrence, even though I'm not even gonna say I understand where he was coming from because I really don't. I'm confused. I don't know what happened at the end of the episode, but I know it's a problem.
It was weird.
wait
right?
a
It was a-
minute.
it's a
Well, that's
problem.
good that you felt confused because that's exactly how we should feel because I'm sure that's how she feels
That's
in the
what's the
episode.
intent.
But
Correct.
why? What did you say about Lawrence? You said
I don't know how I should feel about him because I don't understand shit about what Lawrence did. I really don't. I
Okay.
mean, I understand passion takes over at a certain point. You want to relive what you had with somebody. She's right there. You're hurt. You just want to like have that moment where you maybe feel good, or I don't even know what his intentions were. Why he laid. I don't know. But it was just like we've all been caught up in something like that before. Where it's like fuck everything, fuck all reason, fuck all logic. I just want you now for no reason in particular. And I was just like, I wouldn't know how to take that if I was Issa, and to see her like kind of smirk a little bit at the end of the episode, I was like, I don't know what that means, but you
I think the
need
smirk.
to figure that out. Because
I think that's smart because she wanted him to be here.
She wanted him
So
to
she
get
was
the
like,
mail.
not only did he come here, but he came here.
Right.
So right
On their
there,
couch.
yes.
Well-
So I think he misses her because he made that clear. He was like, "Well, I still have things to get back at the house." And she's like, well, what's holding you? He's like, time. And then I feel like he tried to clean it up and say, well,
Absolutely.
time because I don't really have time. No, it's time because you're not really ready to have that conversation or see her.
Or
yet.
time because like you have time with this person. Like I've spent
Exactly.
years
so
with
that
you.
that whole time conversation, that phrase was way deeper than just
Right.
what it was. So there's way more underlying in that, and I'm sure we're gonna figure that out after this episode 2. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like but shout out to them because that is real shit. Like that really happens.
Jesus Christ.
That is a real thing.
She's hopeful though. I feel like she's hopeful because if y'all saw the previews for like the upcoming episode, she's like lying to her friends. Yo, I've been there. Did he text you? Like I feel like my Rebecca, my best friend, they'll be like, that nigga ain't text you. Yeah, he text me. Like, we been talking. What you mean? That nigga ain't text you. Like, Molly was on her ass. Like,
Yeah.
when did he text you, Issa? Like
But
that.
because you were in denial.
Right. Yeah.
We were
That's why I
in,
feel like it's such a slippery slope that she's riding on right now. Like,
Slippery.
babe, you don't know enough to know how you should feel about something. I feel like she's so riddled with guilt that's probably primarily what's driving her.
I don't think that
Guilt and I don't feel like it's genuine.
I think she loves Lawrence.
I think it's for sure guilt, and I think she loves Lawrence, but is not happy with Lawrence, but will love him because she's guilty of what she did.
but she
to
knows
Lawrence.
she
Yeah.
fucked up.
That's what I'm
She-
saying.
yes.
Okay.
I think she's so involved with trying to make it right that she's she's mistitling what that ambition is when it comes to her trying to get back or apologize or whatever it is with Lawrence.
I think that the dopest part of this is like, and I tweeted this last night, is that like it just makes our like struggles look so funny.
Right.
Like,
It's but it's
our
real
life
it's a real
struggles
thing.
It's entertainment.
look like, yo, it's not, I mean, it's crazy, but it's about to be funny like in like
Right.
5 years when we look back at this, because the lines that she says, we literally say that in our everyday lives, and I really like can't even deal. And then Molly finding out that old dude made more than her.
That's
Yo,
real shit.
That is real as fuck.
Let's
Real.
go back to how you were starting to break down the episode. I
Okay.
think we should go through it the way we were going through it because
Yeah.
it'll help us get organized
Okay,
with
perfect.
thoughts.
So I'm on Essence because there's a recap.
Yes.
But basically, so we already talked about the series of dating, and then Issa really was getting tired. So when Lawrence receives the jury duty
Right.
summons in
Real
the
shit.
mail,
Because now you have a reason to text and call.
she decides to her practicing
That's the
That
real
shit was hilarious.
how
thing.
she was going to
That
open
shit-
the door.
No, that shit was hilarious.
Is
The great fit was
one
cute.
of my favorite scenes.
Have you done it before?
Yes.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
I did. You know what I do? That letter dance that she did. Yeah, nigga, you gotta come.
Get your
You
mail.
gotta get here. You gotta come get this mail. Come get this.
I
Yes,
do the
that is
I do
real.
the like I do the like the drop.
Yes.
Drop an item and be like, oh,
Oh
did
my
I?
gosh.
My
Ooh,
bad.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
And
The other one when she was like, dang, she was so funny. There were so many
No,
moments.
the part that killed me was she was like, she was dressed in the African one, and she was like,
oh yes.
I'm wearing this because it's Kwanzaa.
and the
Hush-
first
the first principle is hush a little bit. Aluga dobodo.
Yes. Like
and
why? I was
then
laughing with that
she
too.
said, can we just pray together?
Yes,
Let's
right.
can we just pray?
Can we just pray together?
We just need to pray. Heavenly Father,
That's a
thank
real
you for
thing.
this moment in time.
Those are really
No,
real
guys,
things.
so if you did not know, yes, we do actually prep for when you're going to come over, even if we're mad at you or guilty or whatever.
And
We do.
we also do ridiculous, outlandish things like plan parties just so that you could come.
Right,
And
and
then
stay.
you don't show up.
Exactly.
Until you in your drawers after I done wiped my whole fucking face off.
First
Mad
of
as hell.
all,
She was mad as hell. Did you see her hair?
Yeah.
Her hair was
Yeah,
like
it was
off to the
so-
it
side.
was so cute. It was
Mad
very
as
good.
hell.
But my whole thing is like, Issa, he lives with you. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what you look like.
Yeah,
sis.
but still.
But
I
I
haven't
just want
It
him
was,
seen
to
what,
you.
it was what
remind
Molly
you.
said. It's they always want to get back with you when they see you doing
Doing
So
good.
she tried to play it off like.
Okay, but can we talk about the dudes that came into the apartment? The bumpany.
That was a lot.
I loved
bumpany?
it. I love the bumpany.
one who wanted
I
to
think that
connect?
all bumpany we should have bumpany here on the
should have
podcast.
Bumpany. Don't shout out to everybody that is not Bumpany, but you guys may want to be on the podcast.
You know what?
We accept all Bumpany
walks of life.
and
Non
company.
But yo, that was such a dope, and the music alone was
Oh,
Music
yeah.
was an
incredible.
amazing.
The music was
selection.
dope.
And the verses that they chose to put at parts of the
Raphael
Love
Sadiq.
Galore was perfect timing for where
Yeah.
they used it and stuff like that.
Love Galore is perfect for
Jersey.
any time.
Raphael Sadiq did that. So
He
we'll see
did.
what happens. Y'all know Insecure comes on every Sunday.
Sunday at
HBO.
10:30. Let's talk about really
10:30?
quickly why it's 30 minutes. I don't care who's listening. Please, Issa's friends, Molly, HBO perhaps you might be listening.
I'm good with 30
Yeah,
minutes.
no,
I am too.
no.
I am
But
too.
HBO
30 minutes is
Comedies
good.
are 30 minutes.
I'm good with 30
Oh.
minutes. Because even with Power, sometimes I'm like, we're going to talk about Power in a
No, we're
second.
not. I have not seen
Okay,
it.
never mind.
Oh,
I don't
Damn
have
it,
Y'all
Gia.
got HBO,
Oh,
though?
no. I gotta give you my login.
Yes,
Oh,
because
okay.
Safira helped me
Yeah.
down with hers.
It's about
Thank you.
7
You are
people
just
using
something.
my login
Thank
right
you.
now. I'm sure some of you are listening.
No, but even with Power, sometimes I'm like, okay, I could have done without this scene. Okay, let's just get to Omari
It's mad
fucking.
sex
Yes.
all the time.
It is a lot of
But we're
sex.
not gonna. We'll talk about Power and stuff when Gia catches up. But let's
Lala
go to,
has a great rack.
She does.
and ass. But we'll get to that when
Yeah.
we talk about Power
And hips, by the way.
And Doctor.
and hips.
Wow.
Doctor.
Okay.
Jesus.
Lala, you're amazing.
Next week
Okay.
on Black Girl Pod. Go ahead.
We'll
Stole
work
that
together
shit
soon,
from
La. I
me.
love you. I think Then we were talking about then Molly's finally in therapy. But was that Toni Morris?
No.
No. So Issa had tweeted that was that's her youth acting coach.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I don't know her name, but she tweeted that was her youth acting coach, so she's gonna be a part of it, which I think Issa is super dope
She's
for
so
adding
good.
people in her life that actually got her there. So I
Next.
love that. I know, me too. She just doesn't know it. Issa, you don't know it. I'm gonna tweet you and let you know. Though.
I wonder how that internship went with whoever got
I
it.
know. I'm gonna try to follow up with them and not follow up, but like find them and see how it went. See if they did any postings about it.
What is the most delusional that you've been in a breakup or a relationship or a crush with a guy when your best friends had to be like, "Hey yo,
Check
you
this
don't
out.
know him," or "It's time to let him go,"
Wake
Lord
up.
Jesus.
or "Hey yeah."
Um,
I'm delusional a lot because I don't shoot my shot. So I think things are happening like, wow, he looked at me. And so I know for a fact he likes something that I did. And my friends are like,
no, you took it too
you
far.
took it too far. But then my mom will be like, oh, girl, he looked at you. That's the second time this week, girl. You
Yeah.
So it's like, but mind you, these are like my celebrity crushes. So it's not like something big. But you know, like the things like in real life, I tend to read into things that aren't there. So my best friends often have to be like Molly and be like, hey, did he actually text you?
Right.
Are you kidding? Why are we having this party?
Most delusional. I think me thinking that I can change a toxic situation, knowing I'm in a super toxic situation and I'm not making it better, neither is he, and saying, no, it's me, it's me, it's me. Not saying that it necessarily was not me in every instance, but thinking that it will get better. So I create this delusional state of better that I know was never coming. So until I have a friend go, hey, you're doing that wild shit again that you're doing. And I don't think you really know how bad it is. So I'm going to need you to wake the fuck up and get out of this relationship. And it usually takes me quite some time to realize, hey, you're right.
I think we've all been there. I'm listening to you now like, yeah, I've been there before where it's like, but I think I catch myself before my friends do because I don't like being embarrassed. And then, I don't know, it's like a reality check. Like, bitch, you're doing some insane shit right now. I don't think I've ever had to be talked off. I don't know.
You're perfect.
No,
just
I'm
playing,
not,
I'm
ma'am.
playing. But I think Issa did a really good job. So shout out to Insecure.
Yeah.
And that's
I'm
I can't
so
wait to see
excited for
next
this
week.
season.
Yo.
Yeah.
Wait.
What I do think is dope is that they actually show Molly going to therapy,
Yes.
which is something
still
that
locked up,
we
though.
talk about all the time.
She's still locked up.
No, she is.
She is locked up,
This
but-
is her. She's finally found somebody that she thinks she could kind of relate to as with therapist, and that's what she said. But I think that's good that she showcases that, and I'm actually really excited to see where that's gonna go because I think all of us here talk about wanting to find a therapist and
Yes.
just kind of want to talk about it. So I'm interested to see how that's gonna go with her, and I think it's actually gonna be hilarious as hell, either funny as shit or very sad. It's one or the other, but. I'm
But it's
excited
still
to see that.
enlightening.
Yeah. There was another part of Insecure that I thought we should talk about. Oh, the job. Molly and work
Bro.
with the check.
I think that white girl did that on purpose. That little.
No.
I
No.
don't think
I
she
think
did.
she's
No?
just, she's a space cadet.
Oh,
I don't think she knew
okay.
what she was doing.
Maybe I read into it.
Hey, Virgo. Huh? You're not a
No.
Virgo, but you're acting
Scorpio.
like one
I am.
right now.
I'm a Scorpio.
I know.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
The check. I'm curious to know how much more he's actually making, and if he's higher in position or same level or
No, they're
lower.
obviously the
The
same
same
level
level.
because you wouldn't go up to your boss and be like, haha, crazy how you make more.
Right.
Because your boss would be like, well, yeah.
But I
right,
think-
right, touche.
But
You
that's
know?
what I appreciate about Insecure. It really highlights real life
ass shit.
things because that is something that is going on. You know, obviously women make, 53 cents less?
53 cents to a man's dollar.
Yeah,
something like that.
I'm sorry, I quoted it wrong. But we don't make the same amount as men. I think it's really disgusting, especially even women who are in positions of authority still don't make the same amount as their counterparts. It's an eye-opening experience.
Sorry, it's 79 cents.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Right. To a man's dollar. No, I agree. But then it's also like, what do you do in those situations? Do you go to your boss and say, I saw someone's check? Because I mean that's an honest mistake. Someone did put it on my desk, and then do you risk getting fired? I mean, they can't fire you.
They can't.
But that would be
Fireable offense.
No, it's
even
not.
An offense,
But
period.
but I do think opening the conversation, which I think more women should do, which is something that I think I want to have a conversation with. In my instance, is it's okay to ask for what you think you're worth, which is another conversation that we could deep into.
You're worth.
Right, because sometimes we are just getting whatever they think is what you deserve, and that may not be the case, especially depending on the work not work capacity, what's the word I'm looking for, how much of a workload you actually have.
right.
So I'm again really interested to see how that conversation is going to go with her walking into her boss's office and saying, I need a raise.
It doesn't seem like it's going to pan out as a conversation. It seems like it's going to flesh out as a strategy. Like her placing herself certain places, or maybe dropping certain things with certain people at different instances in conversation, casual conversation. So I'm interested to see how she navigates it passively to kind of get her point across.
Right.
That's like, because you have to be very careful when you're trying to strategize in corporate America, because there are some invisible rules that kind of delegate and relegate how things should be, or decorum that you should carry, a way in which you should like express yourself or not express yourself. So it's interesting to see how she kind of like abides by those rules, but still gets what she's looking for.
Right.
Gets the answer she's looking for.
Do you think she's going to get the raise?
I think she's going to be enlightened by something. If she'll get the raise, I don't know. But I think she'll definitely have an enlightening experience. Experience. Sorry guys, I went to Habana. I had a pina colada. I'm a little.
You ain't drunk.
I slur my words when I'm a little tipped.
You say your words when you're sober.
I do. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's interesting. That's a very interesting arc.
Well, we'll see,
Looking
because
forward
I'm
to.
excited to see how the writers put this together.
Yeah.
And shout out to the writers.
Yeah.
Because
the
they keep
writers-
the tone of black girl and blackness authentic, but then still package it well in like a series.
In 30 minutes as
30
well.
minutes.
And I love the fact that Issa's keeping true to herself. Like, I was reading her tweets and she was like, I always used to drink Carlo Rossi in high school, in
Teleport.
college. And I'm like, damn, that's so relatable. When I used to go to Cali with my cousin, meet my cousins in Cali, they would have me drinking Carlo Rossi.
That's crazy.
So it's just super relatable to people. Every little part of every little thing in there is something that's near and dear to her. And I think that's super dope that
And also
she's
near
making
and dear
very
to
sure
the-
to keep that.
Also near and dear to the black experience. Like Carlo Rossi, Taylor Port equivalent, all the same thing.
It's really dope.
It's
Or barefoot.
We're living in a little time.
we
Barefoot.
are living in an
Little
amazing
good
time.
Speaking of, Girls Trip came out. Not everyone saw it, so we will not talk about it. Y'all, and we're giving y'all the time to see it.
Yes.
But shout out to them for making over $30 million in our box office.
Yeah, I like that. What was the
It's
budget?
Dope.
30
It was
million.
29.
It was 29.
So
So,
they
okay.
made it,
Okay.
like in the first weekend. I think they made over 30 million.
They made
they made
they
more.
made
34.
30. I think it was the budget was 10 or 20.
It was 29.
It was 29, and they made 30.
I need you to
Was
not
it? I thought
say
I
like
heard
that.
20. Well, then maybe I heard wrong.
Because me and
Apologies.
Alysha have this love-hate
Yeah, I
relationship.
don't really like
I don't
her.
like that.
Just kidding.
It's okay.
JK.
But
Or am I?
if you haven't seen it, I got to interview them. They mad cool.
That
Your interview was
interview
good, Gia.
is so
Thank you.
good.
It's not. I gotta get the rest of the clips, but they're funny. And
That must, first of all, I think you touched on it a little bit on the last episode, but just how was that to be Regina Hall?
Regina Hall. Tiffany
Tiffany Haddish,
Queen
who was
Latifah,
fucking
Jada
hilarious. Queen
Pinkett.
Latifah.
so I couldn't think about it in the moment, because if I thought about it, I would have been like, Queenland. I would have been tripping. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I had to just be like professional.
Right.
So I could not. I had to just be like, don't laugh, because your job is to interview them and to tee them up so that someone keeps it going.
Right.
What I told you?
So
It's so funny. Sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah.
I had mentioned this to Safira when we saw the clip. I was like, I wish Gia had enjoyed herself more during the interview, because I saw that like you wanted to enjoy the moment and to
Yeah.
show them that you were participating in that moment,
Yeah.
but then also you like had to make sure you kept it
there was only
streamlined.
clips we were there for 15, 20 minutes. We were laughing and clap. Like I had,
Okay.
but when they were joking, so like when it was like when she was talking about her edges, and
Yes.
I was like, sis, yes, tell me about it because I've struggled with edges in my lifetime. Like I understand that kind of comedy. I love that type of comedy, and I'm like, well, if I got a chance to act up here with Queen,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. And
Nah, but
so-
you've really been on it with interviews late. I mean,
Thank you.
you're amazing overall, but like the most recent interviews, the people you've been
I
interviewing.
know.
That's God, Joe.
Out of
That's
here.
God.
What's your quote? Shout out to my agent.
God?
Hello.
Because I don't have an
really-
agent yet.
Talk about
I would like one. Anyone like?
If anyone knows of an
any
agent,
agents,
please hit us up.
And good ones. Don't be sending me a cousin Pinky and
Pinky is not an agent.
But shout out to Pinky because he might be a
might
really
be-
good
exactly.
agent.
That might be his
And-
nickname.
and you
You
might.
guys get the disclaimer flow.
You
You got
saying?
it.
But no, it was ill because when you're a kid and you're watching Set It Off
Bro.
or Waiting to Exhale or Scary Movie or The Best Man, and you're looking up to these women and they are the reflections of like what you want to be, and then you're sitting across from three of them, it's overwhelming, it's incredible, but then for them to be so welcoming and like not like be looking down, like not be like, who is this little girl? Because everybody thinks I'm 12, I'm 26, I just look young. But like a lot of people think that like I'm like 12. So like, who's that little girl? Like, what's she about to talk about? For them to be so cool, it was really dope. So I would definitely, go check out that movie because they killed it. But anyway, we are so excited because every time this woman's man comes around,
Oh my god.
it is the happiest moment.
Oh my god.
He's like our man too. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're like, oh
He
my god! Oh, I
hates
just
it.
said his name.
She's
probably
blushing
shouldn't
now.
put
She's
that.
mad red right
Look
now.
at
So
her.
Rebecca's happily married, just playing in love.
She had on her
married.
little like promise ring
first
the
of
other
all,
day.
If you're
What?
listening,
It wasn't a real
it's-
promise ring. It was like
Definitely
some
listening.
cracker.
all her
ring.
teeth. I even see the back ones are visible right now.
Remember Tiffany Evans' song "Promise Ring"?
Yes, I'll rock your promise, promise ring.
Did you put that on?
No, I don't
She
know
probably
that. I
didn't. She
know
probably
that
put
song
on why you had to
existed.
go and
I
make
didn't know that
things
song
so
existed.
complicated.
I didn't grow up like that. Different. I don't know that song.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, speaking of that, Rebecca is always talking to us about like the opposite side of like being all mushy and cute and me. And now
Me?
she's always like, we're so opposite. So now to see this man bring all this goodness and cuteness out of Rebecca is so great. I just love it. So talk to us about your transition from savage.
There's no transition.
Yes,
To-
fam.
Salvation.
to
Savage to salvage.
I was waiting for that
Waiting for
alliteration to
someone
come
to-
through.
I was thinking, I'm like,
Yeah, I better
Salvage.
come that
Salvage.
word real fast.
to salivating.
I don't know.
hello?
No, we're not gonna do this.
Bruh, before
We're
we
not.
hit the
I
mic, she was
mean-
like, I'm in a relationship, guys. I'm too happy, guys.
Yeah, we gonna do this.
Yeah, come
Can you
on.
tell us what good love
Like
feels
it's
like?
almost
Good
too easy
love,
breezy
good
that I
love.
maybe I catch myself sometimes going like, is there something that needs to be worked on? Is something that needs to be fixed? Like, what's not that good that I need to like bring up to him? But it's like literally, it's just everything's just cool. Everything's just fine. Just
And that's
Like,
okay,
easy.
Rebecca.
and I
see
I
the
know I
smile.
as I said I catch myself.
Damn, you got some teeth, girl.
all of them
I catch
are
myself.
showing.
going like you're just trying to find something that doesn't exist. Like it just leave it alone. You're happy, everything's fine. You have no complaint. You're fine. Things are fine. You guys are fine.
Let me ask you, did you, because I know you always stress, live with no expectation, go into it with no
Why do I sound
expectation.
like that?
I think because that's your voice. But like, what were you expecting going into it? I mean, I'm asking as a single woman, like, what like, what do you like? You're the
What did I
only one
expect?
technically on the cast with a good relationship. Like, what did you expect?
I didn't expect anything. I was just more interested to find out the kind of person that he was and how far I can go in discovering that. and how that would affect me or affect us, or could I do it? Because this is a brand new relationship. For me, obviously, it's one after like several years of being with somebody else. So it's like, it's just all brand new to me. So I didn't roll with it with any expectations, because it's like, if I was to put anything on it, I would be doing it a disservice. Like, I would just be taxing it too much before anything started to blossom on its own, or not giving room to things that would blossom on its own. So
Did you have any hesitations, any reservations? I know because there are a lot of our listeners who are probably, you know, some may be going through breakups, some may be going through the same thing you're going through. But like, what type of advice would you give to them, to us? Because I'm trying to get a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do?
I mean, I would, like I've always been saying, and this goes beyond trying to be in a relationship or dating somebody. It's just point blank period. Like, if you're just dealing with another person, just to pay attention to the person that you're dealing with, and to be honest about who they are and how that affects the kind of person that you are. And if you can coexist, what you feel you can't deal with, what you can't tolerate, what you can sacrifice. Is it a big sacrifice? Would you be comfortable discussing things like this with your partner? What his flaws may be? How do you think you should approach him in discussing that? Do you trust him to be the person to tell you what your flaws are as well? And to trust that whatever advice he gives you will help you to benefit in how you change yourself moving forward. So it's just like, no expectations, but just know that you're dealing with another human. Like, just accept that it's another human. They have their own layers, their own flaws, their own experiences, and just to ride out with what and who they are, and not sacrifice yourself too much or so much to be with that person, and vice versa.
Do you feel? I feel like I'm interviewing you. I feel like I'm Diane Sawyer.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I'm Diane Sawyer.
I really don't like
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
I don't
Two
like
best friends
it.
interviewing each other.
I'm Diane Sawyer.
No.
Do you feel like, because we have all noticed a wonderful glow about you, a wonderful change.
Diane
Do
Sawyer
you-
didn't use that voice, ma'am.
You feel like, you know,
Hello?
do you feel like, no, seriously, do you feel like there's been a shift in
Yes.
the atmosphere?
Yes.
Hallelujah. Gospel song.
Thank you.
Yes, I feel this shit. Like, I might, across anything I might be thinking about, I would have automatically gone to like the negative or being pessimistic about
I
it.
know.
But just thinking about conversations I've had with him in the past, I need to stop doing that
I'm
right
sorry.
there.
I'm sorry.
There's still teeth here present, by the way.
What?
Her teeth are still very present through this whole
They
conversation.
are big and white.
No, you don't have to hide it. It's a good thing.
No, I found myself letting like the good and the possibility of good taking precedent in things, as opposed to like, yeah, here's all the ways in which it could go bad. I'm more so focused on the ways in which it could go very
Finally.
well.
Yo, it is so beautiful.
No, seriously, finally, because I really, truly believe that he has absolutely shifted your
Shifting the
oversight with
atmosphere.
life and everything, as far as career, as far as how you deal with friends, how you deal with situations. Because how long have I known you? When did you start?
I don't know. Do
2
I know
years?
you? Who you?
Here we go. See?
It's really crazy.
Never mind. I was going to start with something good, but never mind.
My, how
Why are you
things
guys doing this
change.
to me? I really don't understand this.
Because
Because
we are
we-
happy.
we are happy.
I
No.
know. So
Go
let's be
ahead,
happy
G.
off air, please.
No, G,
I
go
really
ahead,
don't.
go ahead. No. Here's the thing, though.
Is it too much? Is it overwhelming?
Guys,
It's
I don't talk
always
about
going to be
this
too much.
stuff.
It's always going to be too much.
And
for
you
her.
don't. And there are people who listen to this show. I feel like we always, all of us always, we have offline conversations about how like our listeners really do relate to us. There are really Rebeccas out there.
Right.
Like, I don't mean to make it sound like
May
that,
God
but
bless you all.
no, there's really like there's Gia's, Alysha's, Diani's, and somewhere
Saphira's.
along there's Saphira's too. But like,
I don't know why you discount yourself.
Right, like Ann Sapphira.
I mean, yeah, there's Saphira's out there.
Okay.
It's only one, but I mean, hey.
Crazy.
I'm sorry. I'm
Shout out to other Saphiras.
Shout out to other Saphiras. No, but seriously, like there are people out there who like learn from us, and it's like to see us as we're all on this podcast talking. I'm sure we're not the same person that we were from episode 1 or even episode
No.
2. Pain.
Oh my
when we
God.
were all in the studio crying.
Oh my God.
Because like, you know, like we've come a very long way. And you are just like beaming, and I'm not putting you on the spotlight. Don't make that dumb face. like you're the one. You're the one. Like DJ Khaled and Justin Bieber said.
I can't be bothered by that.
You are the one for
But yes,
him.
but no, but I
You
really,
are the one. You're the one.
She
girl.
gets me.
You're the one. Girl. You are the
The
one
one
for
for
him.
Are y'all
You
done?
are the one.
You are the one.
Anyways, yes.
Wow.
No,
I
I
hate
do
this
think.
Shout out to his
Christ.
side, Khaled.
What was that?
Yes. They're gonna hate us
Oh
this
my
whole
God.
episode.
No, but I do think from when I met you, as far as I've known you, as
Am I
long as
still a
I've known you.
bitch? Can you let me know? Am I still
Yes,
a bitch?
you are
Good.
still a
Okay, I'm
bitch.
happy
I don't
with
think that
I'm
part of you
fine.
is ever gonna
It's
change.
never gonna
I
leave.
like that.
Anthony,
But-
please still work on that.
But I do think you seeing the
Please help
positive.
her.
I do think you seeing the positive in every situation before the negative has definitely changed.
She really asked us, "Am I still a bitch?"
Oh yeah, that's never.
Nigga,
gonna
that ain't
change.
never changed.
No, that is gonna stay.
I
The
have
sky's still blue.
Right. Right. But no,
Yeah.
you're definitely looking at things in a different outlook, which is really amazing.
Yeah.
I think
think
we've
that-
all been trying. Sorry, Gia.
No, sorry.
We've all been
No, I'm
trying to
sorry.
tell you. We've all. Been
I ain't
trying
done
to
yet,
tell
bitch.
you.
Shut the fuck out. I ain't know.
I'm going to tell Rebecca.
No, because I also feel like we've all been trying to tell her, and you too, Gia. You tell her all the time, like, no, you got to look at it on a positive outlook. Your sense was really coming from of being realistic and the experiences you lived through with other people, and assume that that is what would be with everyone else. But now that you see that that's not the case, I think you are changing your perception on a lot of things. Your perspective, rather.
I agree with you there. I personally
I'm
love,
uncomfortable.
and
I'm very uncomfortable.
it's like I
the hell,
recorded
sweatshirt?
Rebecca and her bae at Curl Fest, and I put it on my Instagram.
Oh,
if you
shit.
guys saw it,
No.
and it was great. I sent it to Rebecca, but one of our
She is
friends,
disgusting.
one of our male friends, was heartbroken.
Right.
But just the way that you
Shout
guys,
out to our male friend that was heartbroken.
You
We
are.
really
Yes,
appreciate
we
you.
know,
You'll be alright.
we know.
But you'll be fine.
you'll be
Still
fine.
look though.
I just think love is a beautiful thing, and I'm not talking about just you here, but if I am going to talk about just you look so happy, and I just am happy for you. So that's it. Well, that's why we're all happy, because love is a really great thing, and when you find it, shoo, brother, come on,
And it's
it's just
also-
too good.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
We gonna cry. We gonna cry 'cause I'm on my period.
Oh.
I'm definitely gonna cry.
Cry.
I've just been emotional, so I'm gonna cry regardless.
Yes,
I'm
let's cry.
No.
probably not gonna cry. I'm just gonna look at y'all like
I'm gonna make you cry, bro. I'm gonna get
nah.
this one
It
tear
take
like
a
this.
lot. Like
I-
last night, that was a lot.
Okay, what happened last night?
When Issa
Oh.
and I was about to really shed a tear, like, yo, Saphira, you've been here, bro.
Yeah, you made it through, my G.
but
I
Rebecca,
did.
I want to know what you do specifically that you think is self-sabotaging in your relationship. Like, can you give an
Trying to
example?
find what's wrong. What's
Okay,
wrong?
so-
It's too good. What's wrong? I'm too comfortable. I'm too.
I'm too happy.
I'm
So
too
what
happy.
asking
I'm-
more
I
so
just-
what do you actually follow through with these actions? Like, do you pick a fight? I'm asking,
No.
like, what do you
No.
actually
no,
do?
Even
she
when-
texts
even when
me and
something-
be like, "Oh my god, why is his head so shiny?"
Yes, this
Why?
is true.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I've never seen. I've never.
I don't
said
She
understand.
does text. You
I've
do
never
text.
said
Yes.
that.
But go ahead.
Look at Debbie.
Go ahead.
I've never texted that in particular.
Exactly.
But I will text about certain things that, like, as I'm texting, you ever, like, when you hear yourself explain things, realize how dumb you sound or how stupid it is to even harp on something.
He said he
That
need a
happens
dead
a lot.
face, yo. I be
So I
sending
know
you
for
the
sure that, like,
dead
I'm
face.
focusing on the wrong shit.
Right.
And like, this isn't even that serious. Like, you
This
sound
is
stupid right
true.
now.
This is true because you have hit me about some stuff, and I'm like, bye,
Damn.
please,
Yo.
bye. Talk to you tomorrow.
I'll talk to you later,
are
bro.
just trying to find something, and there's
my
nothing there.
Oh my god.
This is true.
My back tire is not pedaling right. I think he drove my car.
No,
somewhere.
Have
no,
you had
but
the
that,
have
but
you-
that's we don't argue.
I was gonna ask you, has he brought it to your attention that like this is something that he noticed that you're doing, like you're picking things, or did you tell him like what?
He'll sometimes be like, "Are you just trying to pick a fight right now?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, I am." So what do you want to eat? Like, it'll just like completely move on from the conversation because I have no problem. It's the thing. I feel comfortable letting him know that I'm wrong about something. Like, I feel like he's a safe place where I can do that. So if I know that I'm bugging about something and he notices it and he picks it out, I'm just like, yeah, you know, you're right. And then we would just move on because it's like, I know you're not going to be like, yeah, I know I'm fucking right. Because you always do X, Y, and Z. Nigga did it. Like, it never balloons
Right.
into something else. I'm like,
But let me ask y'all,
Sure.
do y'all think that fights are healthy?
Yes. I think as long as your fights are not physical and verbally
Well,
abusive.
no, that's not
Well,
healthy.
we just
got
gotta make that clear because some
Yeah.
people will think
Yeah.
fights.
Hello.
healthy.
Let's please make
that's
that
a good
clear.
question. Are fights healthy?
I
Do
think
you
so.
guys feel like fights are healthy? You know, like
What about fights?
Let's say
are
arguments.
normal.
Let's say arguments.
Let's
Fights
say
are
debates.
Yeah, arguments are human.
Yes,
Mhm.
and
I
I
don't
think
think
it's healthy.
they're-
I think it's healthy.
I don't
in
know
a-
about health.
if you know how to.
Feels
If,
like it's like
if
Chick-fil-A.
you guys can argue and
have
find
it every
a
now and then.
solution, like a resolve to it, then it's healthy. Like I know in my relationship, I have honesty moments.
open it up today.
So what I do is I go, hey, honesty moment. And then I'll say, this is what bothered me with this. And sometimes it'll get into an argument. But it's a healthy argument because I'm telling you what's bothering me. You're telling me why what is bothering me is wrong. And we may go back and forth. And I may be like, all right, whatever, I'm going to sleep. But when I wake up in the morning, it's, hey, I thought about what you had to say. So you're right, da-da-da-da. As long as it's healthy and you guys could communicate, and sometimes it's not perfect. I'm not saying every honesty moment I have, I'm able to find a resolve and that we're in a happy place. But I feel like in this relationship, I have communicated the best I've ever communicated. Besides when I get like really petty and I just don't want to
How
respond
did that
to a
start?
text.
How did honesty moment start?
Oh my God, it's been
The
so long.
honesty box from Facebook.
Remember
No,
that?
Gia,
but
you-
honesty box used to
Yeah.
be
10
lit.
years.
Remember that?
It was good.
Yo, the honesty box was
Yo,
popping.
fights. Talk about fights.
Honesty box.
But I don't know how it started. I want to say he started it, or I don't know. It was very organic, and it just kept happening every single time we had something that we wanted to say. That I wasn't sure would hurt his feelings or would be embarrassing or whatever. I would just be like, "Hey, honesty moment," and then that
He would brace
prepares
himself.
them. As opposed to being like, "Well, nigga, da 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 da," and it's embarrassing or it's hurtful or it's whatever. So it was super organic. And usually, which is not, I don't want to say it's not always a good thing, but usually when we do it, it's like via text. Because I feel like you could be the most open via text because you don't have to worry about seeing the person's face or feeling like it's awkward when you tell them. And sometimes in person too. But it was super organic and it really worked. It really, really
I would
works.
actually prefer in person.
Yeah.
I want to see how your body language shifts or how your tone or how you might try to cover up what you really feel in the tone in which you take in your reply.
Right.
And it's the tough. I like being able to do the toughest way just because it's like, if we're going to talk about some tough shit, let's do it the tough way.
Right.
Like, just completely put it on the table.
And I agree.
And I hate like arguing and talking through text because technology will fuck up a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
for
you didn't get
sure.
that text before. Let me screenshot where I did send it, but you didn't read it yet. So this is how you fucked up. This is where you turn
and
left.
the-
and
Let me
got
send you a
fucked
voice
up.
note on how I really said
Right,
it.
and
But
it's
you know
like,
how
it
you
just
can like
screws everything
emphasize
up.
on text now too.
The booms and the
Don't send me
And
no
the
laser,
love.
bruh. Don't send me no laser.
because
Piercing.
I don't have service 40% of the time.
Right.
Three people called me today and was like, "Yo, why are you ring?" I got not one ring. And I swear I always get telemarketers. So I can only imagine like if someone's calling you, like, yeah, I agree. I would rather do it in person just because I want to, like, if we got to cry, I want us to be like,
Right.
like if I hurt you, I want you to be like, I want to see it in your eyes that I hurt you so I never like make you feel like that again. Like if I
Right.
see that again, I don't want to do that.
You know, I think for the arguments, like when I know it's gonna go left, I usually say no, we're not doing this via text, or he will say too, and we'll either pick up the phone. But I work really crazy hours, so seeing him in person, it's not always gonna happen. So it needs to happen at some point.
Right.
So even if it's like a FaceTime, which is whatever, if we have to FaceTime, we have to FaceTime.
That's better.
But it is better than just doing via text. So. I mean, you make do when do
I was going to say whatever
you
works.
could do. Yeah.
What I used to do though in a relationship was I like it when game. So it would be like a positive moment. Like I like it when you kiss me on my cheek after I do this.
Mm-hmm.
Or I like it when we're tired and I lay on your lap and you rub my head. I like it. Like, it's like pinpointing the good times or the ways in which you make me feel good and realizing those things too and doing more of that to make your partner feel good.
Right.
So we would do that
Question.
kind of like back and forth.
Do you feel like you were doing that to kind of fulfill a feeling in the relationship that was missing?
Yeah, a little bit. Like, almost like, remember the times when it was good?
Right.
Yeah.
Because as I'm listening to you, that's what I'm getting from it. Like, I like it when you do this, so I need you to do more of this, nigga. Like,
Yeah.
Or that's it.
I don't know.
I mean, not or that's it, but it was definitely like trying to salvage the moments in which it was happy
Mm.
and highlighting the happiness.
That's real.
Yeah.
It's refreshing to hear you guys' perspective on relationships. Not to sound like a sour sap, but just like to see, you know, like I haven't really been in a relationship for a couple of years, so to see what, you know, I can look forward to in relationships because they are, I mean, look at Insecure, they're work. It's work. And I mean, like I think relationships, whether it's a friendship, whether it's romantic relationship, they're all about work. You know, like it's not just something that's a walk in the park. There are things that I can only speak from a friend perspective because I am a single woman. That, you know, you have to tell your friend or your mate, you know, what you like, what you don't like. How can we be better? How can we be stronger? There's so many relationships out here that don't last long. There's so many marriages that don't last. There's so many friendships. Just to speak from the friendship point of view, there's so many friendships that don't last long.
Facts.
That's within, I see that across, like, from people I went to high school with, people I went to college with, you know, people that we work with. I look at all different walks of life, and there's so many people who they don't know how to. I do believe that people don't really always know how to be good to one another. And that's really why things don't last. You know, like, but then also the question can come in is like, is that all that it takes, you being good to someone? But it just really matters to be good to people.
Yeah.
For things to have longevity. You know, a lot of my friends I've
Have
been
good
friends.
intentions.
Yeah.
Clear that up, because I think good intentions is what really makes a good relationship.
Yes, good intentions, and just be a good person overall. Like I was getting ready to say, I've been friends with a lot of my friends for long extended periods of time. One of my relationships turned, like, I was friends with him since we were 5 years old. And that turned into a relationship. And, you know, like, whether we were good to each other or not, he wasn't good to me. But shout out to the people who are not good to each other.
Do better, though.
Do better. It's just like, that stuff like that matters. It
Really does. That was the sermon in church this weekend at Emmanuel Baptist Church.
Shout out to Emmanuel Baptist
Shout out to
Church.
Minister Jocelyn Mann. She was literally, she's doing this hip hop anthology series.
Dope.
And basically playing hip hop songs to go along with like certain scriptures in the Bible and breaking it down way. The song was called, Talib Kweli's song was called Around My Way. And so she did it. And basically the sermon was about showing love. It was called Show Me Love. And basically, she was just saying how it's up to all of us to be the love that we are missing, but also to make the decisions to love on people. Whether that's the homeless man in the street who was, you know, there and needs your food that you might have just bought from Chipotle, or the person that, you know, asks you to call them real quick because they're going through something and you don't even know that might be their last conversation. And you're like, nah, I got a paper. Like, you know, there's a lot of things we do in life that don't necessarily, that we could make time to just be a little better to each other. So I definitely love what you were saying about that. But I just think love is such an awesome thing. And I know we had that conversation about like love being hormones and endorphins and stuff. But I really do think that it's such a blessing and a gift. So I'm happy for y'all in y'all relationships. And I'm praying that God brings somebody that I like. In Jesus' name.
I wish somebody would have told me, though, that
a man.
relationships after the age of, like, 23, they are tough, boy, because it is a real thing. Like, no, let me see, like, 24, 25. Relationships
Bro.
at that age.
What do
is
you
like,
mean?
I don't. They're so much more adult. Like it's a more mature adult relationship. It's not like fun. Not that it's not fun. Let me clarify that. It's just you take it more seriously because you're getting older in age, so you are now looking for different things, and it's just not. It's I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. Maybe
I wouldn't even put an age
think-
on it. I think
Right.
maybe that's what it is.
I think when you have a certain amount of priorities, or when you're living a certain lifestyle, or when
True.
you're in a certain,
Or you have a certain amount of responsibility.
yeah, or you're in a certain mindset, it doesn't really matter the age. I've known people who have been in relationships since they were 16 and they've gone through things. I know and I think it has a lot to do with the way people are brought up and
Right,
the things
that too.
the things that they see and the things that they may not have even experienced. I had a conversation with my best friend yesterday, and she was like, she was in a relationship, and she was like, she didn't grow up seeing that. So when she was in that relationship, it was like, I didn't grow up seeing that. So now I want to experience this with this person. And it may not have been good for her, but she experienced it because it wasn't something that she was accustomed to. So I think it's a couple of factors that, go into it when you're in a, I don't know, overall relationship, like I said, relationships, friendships,
they are work.
anything, familial relationships, that shit is work too.
It is.
Because as you grow,
What constitutes?
as you grow and you learn people, I don't look at my parents the same way I looked at them when I was 16.
Touche.
I don't look at my parents the same way I looked at them as yesterday.
Right.
No, and that's real shit. I love my parents to death, but I'm an adult now, so I see them in a different light. I see my brother in a different light. I see my cousins in different, like, as you mature, no matter what the age is, you look at people totally different, whether it's for the good or for the bad, for the worse.
We all say that it's work for relationships as we mature and grow, but what is the work? What do you think is the challenge of an individual that makes you work and sacrifice? Like what aside from giving like a particular instance or situation, like what is the work? Like what are the pillars?
Communication, compromise. What's another one? I feel like communication and compromising is the biggest part of the work.
And truly understanding that person's personality.
Right. And that is very important.
And accepting it.
Accepting
Right.
them for who they are.
And sometimes that means you have to compromise what you believe or compromise what you have known or grew to understand your whole life to understand someone else. And that's tough. With me, and I'll be 100% with y'all. I don't even know what I'm in right now. I am in a space where we are trying to figure out what we want. And part of it, I think, is me, because I feel like I have so much that I need to do for me before I could be for us, if that makes sense. So we're in a space of like, we're in a space of space. Literally, like
What is the much that you feel you have to do for yourself?
I
before you
feel
can
like
do for-
I feel like I need to know who I am. I don't think I know who I am enough. And I don't think it's fair to me and him to not find that out first. So, and I have a lot of, things that I want to work out with myself personally before I can commit forever to anyone. A lot of people ask me, why aren't you married? You've been with him for like 6 years, and what's taking him so long? And I always make it clear, like, it's not him. He wanted to get married when we first met 6 years ago. And I was like, hold on. You know what I mean? So for me, it's really just like, I'm being selfish. I feel guilty for feeling selfish, for feeling like I need to get what I need to get done with me first, for someone that hasn't done anything to me crazy. Like, for instance, he never cheated on me. But I'm telling you, I need space for me. Like, it's one of those, it's not you, it's me situations. And I feel guilty feeling that way when you didn't really do anything wrong to me. Like, it's easier to leave somebody if they cheat on you or they verbally abuse you or whatever the case may be. It's a little easier to have a reason to leave. Let me say that. It's easier to have a reason to leave that person. Whereas it's harder to leave someone that you know is an amazing man, you know is an amazing person, but you feel like you haven't fully lived what you need to live before you can commit to someone else.
What are you not living?
I feel like I need to live on my own first before I can live with anyone else, because I haven't done that yet.
To be with somebody doesn't mean you have to live with them.
No, but if we're discussing forever, we're not getting younger. And he's older than me. He wants children. He wants to get married. I also don't want to hold you back from what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want you to be 45 when I'm like, all right, I'm ready to have kids. And you're like, yeah, I'm done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to, if you really truly love someone, you're not going to, if you know what they want, you're not going to keep them from having that. So in order for me to allow you to be or have what you want, we need to both separate and figure it out. And hopefully what happens is that we figure out we can't be with anybody else but each other, and then we come back to each other and we live the lives that we saw ourselves, the potential of what we could be. But I just don't feel fair to not experience some of the things that I want to experience or whatever the
You want to
case
have a
may
whole
be.
life, as Issa Rae said.
No, I don't want to have a whole life because I feel like
Can you teach me how to hoe? Who you
No.
gonna ask here to teach you how to hoe?
it's so funny because I want, if he's listening, he's gonna be like, yup, that's exactly what she wants. But
Crazy
no,
that you would point at me.
I don't
Did
think
I?
it's a whole life though.
I don't know anything about whole life.
I'm gonna just look at you because I think you're lying. But
Wow!
anyways.
Listeners at home, I've never lived the whole life.
Shout out to the people who have
Shout out to the
lived
people
the
To
whole
whose
life.
discretion.
I never did that. By the way, I probably lived the whole life. And Jay says, "Huh? What you saying?"
No, but no, it's not that. It's just I think there's just things
fucking
that I need to
crazy.
figure out for me.
What are these things?
I don't know. I just
Okay, you need to.
I
first
need to
step,
figure it
define
out.
what those things are.
Exactly.
Because you're making this man, you stolen on this man for things that are just floating up in the air. You don't even know
Right,
what
and
the
he
fuck it
loves
is that
you.
you.
I mean, it's
chasing.
somewhat personal that I don't want to discuss, obviously.
Okay, then.
But
yeah, okay.
but that is it. But there are things that I just don't know that I have confused feelings about, and one of them I know is just being committed. Do I really want to have children? That's another one. Do I really want to be married? That's another one.
Here's something my cousins told me when they used to say, "Oh, Rebecca's next," and I would always be like, "I don't think I'm the type of person to have kids and be married. That's not my life. Like, I'm not gonna, never grew up wanting the 2.5 kids and a white picket fence and a little dog and a husband that goes to work. And
Right.
I never wanted that.
Right.
But they said something to me that stuck with me for a while, and it was like, you're gonna want those things when you meet somebody who's gonna make you want those things.
And now, do you want him?
She does. Look at him cheap.
I see the wisdom.
Forever
Flex
doesn't
bomb,
seem
flex bomb.
so bad.
Right. And I don't want to.
That's the step. That's forever doesn't seem
And
so
I
bad.
felt like
Wait,
that
first of
in the
all,
beginning. I felt
That's
those
a song
things.
title.
That
I
is.
know. It is. That
I'm
is a
gonna
book.
rate it.
That's a movie. That's a series. Like,
We are
that's a whole lot
copywriting
of
it by
things.
the
We
time
are.
this comes out, so don't even try it.
So none of y'all better take it.
It's crazy because when I do think of marriage and I do think of those things, when I close my eyes, that is who I see. Yes.
Oh my
But-
God.
Oh,
I
God.
see darkness.
You fucking bitch, yo. I hate you so
I
much.
do see darkness. I see
But
one.
No, but
there's
I
a but
do.
coming.
No, but I also see myself saying, what if I did this? I wonder what would have happened if that. And I don't want that in my forever. I want it to be future. I don't want to ever look at, damn, that moment. I wonder if I would have done that. What would have?
Here's what you need
But
to do.
you are contradicting yourself. I'm sorry.
I know
because
that I
you
am.
just said we're not getting any younger. So
I know.
Tick,
I don't think it's.
tock.
I don't know.
tick.
Here's what you gotta do.
But I also got to
All these
figure out what
things
I
of-
want.
Or what if I want to do this? What if I want to do that? You gotta make sure that you're challenging yourself to do all of these things.
Right.
Because,
Right.
like you said, you ain't getting any younger, so you're gonna wait until you're 35 to do things that you could have done at 30. You could have done at
Exactly.
25. You need to challenge yourself to make sure that you're doing all these things, to check them off your list, whatever list that you're making for yourself, as imaginary or unnecessary, or as necessary as they may be for you. Make sure you're doing them.
Right.
So that you're canceling out all of these doubts that because you're giving yourself as roadblocks.
Exactly.
So you're past all that shit when the question actually gets popped.
Right.
Precisely.
So you pop in questions. What question do you speak
It
of?
might be any
No.
question. Hey, listen, you want to
No.
go half on a baby? You want to go to Justice of the Peace? What
I
you wanna
know,
do?
and that's another thing. He's been very talkative about children, and I get it, and that's always what he's wanted. And at one point, he shifted that feeling of wanting children because I said that I wasn't sure, and he was willing to be with me and possibly not have children because of what I was thinking. And I don't think that's fair to him, especially now that he's talking about it more. And I'm not gonna do that to him.
That is a huge thing, though. Like, because having kids isn't a one-stop shop.
No,
kinda
it's
thing.
not.
Like,
It's not.
it's for the rest of your life, God willing, that you are raising another human being. So imagine that you never wanted kids to begin with, and you're sacrificing your body, 9 months, the whole rest of your life to raise a
Right.
human being for somebody who wanted kids.
This
That's a
plays
huge.
out.
I know.
fucking
Honestly, the
commitment.
hardest
out
part to
on-
motherhood to me is the 9 months. That is what I am most fearful of. I think once child comes, I would be automatically snap into motherhood, unless like I'm going through some crazy postpartum and all that shit, which is a real thing too, which is also my fear. I think it's the pregnancy and what happens immediately after pregnancy is what's really fucking scary to me. Like literally,
But Alysha, sometimes you tend to overthink things.
I do. I'm a
So
Haitian
maybe
woman. You met
there
us
might not
before?
be anything for you to be afraid of, but you're just trying to over prepare so much that
Right.
you're giving yourself shit to worry about that isn't really even there.
I was gonna say, as I'm listening to you, I'm like, I just feel like you're scared of the what ifs, and if you just take that leap, I really cannot take you serious right now.
I'm
looking at me.
listening to
But if you
you.
just take that leap and just trust God and trust
Right.
yourself, everything is literally, it sounds so cliche, but literally the way things are supposed to be are going to fall in place.
It's
I
so
think
much easier
that's
said than
all
done,
of our.
though.
It is, but I think that's
Absolutely.
all of our problems, and I'm sure we have some listeners out there who deal with that. Do you know how crazy it is when you try to orchestrate the plans that God already
Oh
has for
yeah,
you?
there's
Ha.
a saying.
God laughs when
I
you
don't
make
think you
plans.
guys heard me out there. Let
Say
me-
it again
let
for the
me
people in the
repeat
back of the
myself.
sermon.
One more
Sure.
Do you know? Seriously, do
That's
you
real.
know? It's a real
No,
thing.
it's really real.
And I've experienced it time and time again. When you try to orchestrate the plans that are already laid out for you by God, it's an insane thing, and you fuck yourself over so many times.
Oh, yeah.
And God be sitting there looking at you
I
like,
told you
this bitch.
before.
Lil ho, is you done?
Lil ho,
Or
is you finished?
I know God talks to
is
me
you
like
done
that.
or is you finished?
Like, I'm not gonna hold y'all. I don't mean to take this podcast to TD Jakes, but seriously, I know God talks to me like that. Like,
Me too.
bitch, I already told you what was gonna happen. You already asked me for what you wanted, but you gonna go behind my back and do X, Y, and Z.
right.
And
And
the
I
whole
think-
time I'm sitting here holding
Holding
the
it.
blessing
And
in
I
your
will
hand, just
say
waiting
that
for you.
though, when we were strongly committed to God, putting God in our lives, we were amazing.
Wow.
Like I can't
Say
even
that
front.
again.
I'm telling you, when we were literally going to church together, like literally, I don't think I've felt that connected to him since.
So what needs
Part
to
of
be
it,
done?
it's me. Part of it is me. I got very lazy with going to church, and I've just been very. And we had this conversation in one of the other podcasts, so I don't want to go episodes. So I don't want to go back into diving into how important God is. I think we made that clear in
Nah,
Umi.
you can stop. I'm gonna stop you. You can never make it how
Okay.
clear.
Every
Hello?
episode.
Facts.
You can never
This
make
is
it
a
how
fact.
clear.
Nah, G.
This
You
is
got
a
a
fact.
problem with
This
that?
is true. Touche.
Turn it off.
For real, you can never
Touche.
make it how clear. And I think
No, touche.
I think that's part. Not to cut you off or cut into, but I think that's part of a lot of millennial issues. We really try to play God, and we really try to put on this front like.
It's not necessary.
It's not necessary. It's cool. I could live my life without, like I know Scotty has even said it before. She's not religious. Cool. You ain't got to be religious. But you got to answer to somebody at the end of the day.
Or just have
You
some
got to
type
have
of
some
faith.
type of spirituality or some type of faith in something. And it starts with having faith within you
Right.
and believing in yourself.
And in that, right, and this is true. It's true. And for me, even in that moment where I was going to church more and we were one with God or whatever the case may be. I know that sounds so cliche, but it's a fact.
No.
That's when I was
one-
my healthiest. That's when I dropped all my weight. That's when I was starting to flourish in my career. That's when I was very, very confident in work and whatever the case may be. And now, gaining the weight back, I'm having self-doubt. Like, it's just all these things that are super important to me that I know is affecting my relationship, and I refuse to drag someone on the ride of me, like my journey of fixing me. Like, 6 years is a long time to have somebody for him and me. You get what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where I had to have a real conversation, and that's the one thing I love about him so much, is that I can have a real conversation with him, like super open up, tell him the hardest things that I've ever felt, like my deepest, darkest, that you should not tell your man because it could really change him. And we could talk about changing a man by being honest about something. I tell him that, and he understands me. And that's why I love him so much, because he understands that.
I think you need to give yourself a deadline.
Yeah.
I do too, but the only thing with deadlines is that I feel like, I don't know, like, I don't
Only
know.
just because at the stress, like I could see it sitting on you. Like
Don't make me cry, y'all. Please not today.
It's all right, let it go.
Do it.
I
But
already did
like
it.
You need to let go.
the moment that is here, that's sitting on you, is like a lot. So you're gonna stay in this place of like, and you're gonna be with him going back and forth
Stuck.
until you make a decision. And I think you'll have to live with whatever decision you make. But I also really believe that this man loves for you to say this and him respond to your text the day after. He loves you.
Right.
So for me, just again, only because you're opening up and I don't want to put my 2 cents in.
No,
but
go ahead.
For me, it seems like he would support you if you were to take off and go somewhere to pursue your dreams. Like, you know
Oh
what I'm
no,
saying? Like,
he says that all the time. Like, every time we have a conversation, and I think lately he's been feeling like I've been making him my enemy, and I haven't. I think I'm angry with myself.
Right.
And so I'm being angry because I'm angry with me. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know you have somebody that's
And it's
amazing.
not him.
It's not him. I mean, let's not. Okay.
But that's that self-sabotage that Rebecca was
Right, but I
talking
don't think
about.
it's necessary. Okay, let's be clear. There are things that he's done as well, and he
Always.
knows that.
Always.
That has shifted me. Because remember, I said in the beginning, I saw myself marrying this man a year after he wanted to marry me. But there are things that happened within that year or so, that made me say, okay, see, this is what happens when you jump too far off the deep end. So there are things that shifted me, which got me to the place of self-doubt in the relationship. He owns up to that. He knows that. He knows there are some things that he wishes he could have done differently. And the same with me. There are things that I probably should have done differently. And God knows where we would be today. So yes, that's that. But it's just kind of like, I know when people lately have been asking me, how you doing? I've literally been saying, like, I've been super honest. Because, sometimes you're just like, I'm doing great. I've been like, yeah, I'm stuck. I'm not doing too well. Somebody came up to me today. Sharice came up to me today. And she was like, something's wrong with you because I never seen you look like you, like, not here. That's not who you are. What's going on with you? And she pulled me aside and she was like, what is it? She was like, you don't have to tell me detail for detail, but what is it? And I told her, I was like, I'm really feeling stuck in every part of my life, my career, my relationship, my personal, everything. And I really, truly feel guilty. Again, I've had this conversation with my mom. Guilt is a problem with my mom. And now I'm having guilt in my relationship of wanting to leave. That's another reason why I really think that I should see a therapist, because I suffer with guilt. And I kind of know where it stems from, and we could talk about it later because we'll be here all day. I know where it kind of stems from, but that guilt gets me stuck because I don't know what to do. I need somebody to do something bad to me in order for me not to feel guilty about leaving them.
Okay, but it just sounds like circles.
It is.
And that's why.
And I
that's
know
why, like,
it.
You need to go to church.
Yes.
You need to go to find a therapist. My thing is, and it's frustrating as your friend to hear you talk about this, because
it's a circle.
No, because you're in neutral and all you have to do is put your foot on the gas and put it in drive.
Right.
So, and I was where you were last month, my G. Like, it's really, I get it. I understand it. But there has to be a part of you that understands so much the vision of what you have for yourself that you give yourself a day, a week to get stuck. to feel stuck, to
Right.
feel everything that you're
Right.
feeling. The problem is you've been here for a few weeks. So now it's time
I've been here
for
for
you.
the last fucking year. I
Okay.
feel like all of this year.
So now it's time for you to like make a decision
Mm-hmm.
and like either it's you like forcing yourself to go to church.
Right.
Or it's forcing yourself to find a therapist, or
Right.
it's forcing yourself
To make a
to
decision
make a
and to stick
decision,
to
Right.
it.
because you are putting stress on yourself that's
Mm-hmm.
at this point holding you back because it's unnecessary.
Yes.
Like it's just unnecessary.
And
So-
you know the things you need us to be on you, bro.
I
Because
we can
no,
be
but
on you
sometimes-
crazy.
Because here's the thing.
Right.
I mean, and sometimes
It
I do
acts.
need that. And what I was gonna say, wait, hold on, because I really want to hear what you want to say, but I want to finish my thought that I was trying to make before. I need to hold on to you so you won't forget. He really is supportive, and this is how I know this man is a good man. Like when I told him the things that were bothering me between our relationship and the things that I'm battling within, the first thing he said to me is, I don't know how you had all this baggage and you didn't tell me. He was like, you could talk to me. I'm here for you regardless if me and you can't work through this together in this moment as far as a relationship. But remember, I'm your friend. And if you need to do XYZ, then you need to do XYZ, because me and you won't be able to work if you don't get through these things anyway. So you should have told me before or whatever. And that's how I know I don't know. I don't want to cry, but yeah.
Alysha, you need to let yourself
You
cry.
need to let
Oh, I
yourself
cried
cry.
in the episode. I could cry another time.
Well,
It's
Jesus.
okay.
Do it after.
No, but I'm just saying, like, we have all been here. Sometimes I'm here every other week where
Yeah,
I'm
man,
like
it's hard out here.
stopping myself from doing something. But like, I literally have to calm myself and talk to myself like, yo, there's too much shit on the line for you to lose sight of your faith, number one, for you to lose sight of the things that are coming ahead of you. You have to, I talk to myself. I really do. And when I can't get out my own way, I talk to my friends. Like, listen, and sometimes me and my friends be going through the same thing at the same time, but it's you just gotta talk. You gotta talk it out. You have to cry.
It's funny.
I know.
I've been
What I was
doing
gonna
that.
say earlier is, you know that you're sitting on this podcast right now saying, I know I need to do this. I know I need to do this. And I know I need, bitch, do it.
I know.
Or I'm gonna text you every fucking day like, Alysha,
No, but I mean, sometimes I
did
need
you
that
go to
because-
church today? Did you go to Bible study? Did you go choir rehearsal? Okay,
Right.
no, maybe that's a reach.
No,
But
no,
still.
no. But I feel like I need that
Start at
friend.
7. Where are you?
Right.
I feel
I'll
like
toast
I'm
you.
that friend for other people, but I feel like I'm that friend for other people, but I don't have that person for me.
You gotta be it for yourself. I'm
I
not friend
know.
for other people, and I
Exactly.
don't always have, like, I love all my friends dearly, but I don't always have that person that's like Saphira. But because you are that person, Alysha, you have to be it for yourself first.
It's crazy.
No,
you say
no,
that.
no. You have
I
to
hear
be it
you.
for yourself first.
I hear you.
Now you responded too fast after you.
No,
were here.
no, you
Now
know
you're
why?
too quick
No,
with the
because
response. I
no,
don't
what I'm
feel
gonna
it.
Let's
say
call
is
this episode Alysha.
Yeah.
no, please, no, because I
Sexy
didn't want it to
leash.
be this at all. I don't even know how we got here.
Sexy leash.
It's gonna be
Sexy Lily 819. No, but today I was going through my old hard drive and I did an interview for a friend of mine for her website, Lady Salve, my homegirl Marie.
Shout out to Marie.
Yes. And when I did this interview for her, I was in such a different place and I almost cried watching the fucking interview because I am talking like you guys right
What's up
now.
with this almost shit though, bro?
What do you mean?
Cry.
Yo, you know
I
how
didn't wanna
therapeutic that
cry
shit,
at work.
bro.
Go
Who
to
the
the
fuck
bathroom.
cares?
I didn't want to cry at work.
Bathroom.
Listen.
I didn't want to do
Cry
that.
anywhere.
I'll do it later.
No.
No, you're not.
You can cry now.
You can't schedule your cry.
I'm
guys.
gonna punch you
Yes,
to cry.
I'll schedule
can
my
pen in
cry
your
for
cry.
after this episode when
Right.
we further continue the
Okay,
conversation.
Looks like I'll be crying tonight around 9.
Right, that looks good for me.
Cute.
Yeah, no,
Love and Hip Hop's coming on. Let me do 10.
Right.
today is Monday.
Shit, I have to watch that rerun of Insecure. Didn't catch it quite last night.
Power. All right, 1 a.m. for sure.
1 a.m. Yeah.
Like, for real. Now,
No, my
No,
way to rap.
but I'll show it to you guys. Everything you guys said, I was saying, and I was looking at it like, really, this is what we're gonna do today, God? You're gonna let me see a reflection
Yep.
of
Let
what
me
I
stop
was
you.
just a few months ago? I get you.
And let me stop you. You hear what you just said? He does that on purpose to put you in a place. Just call me Deaconess Saphira, right? By the way,
Deacon
guys.
F. Martin. Go
Deacon
ahead,
F. Martin.
sis.
Over
He
here
no,
preaching
for
to
real.
the
He
choir.
does that on purpose. You heard my jail story. God, I'm
Yo,
telling
you're
y'all.
so right.
No, he gonna make you feel uncomfortable. He gonna make you feel
Yes.
like you are nothing
Yep.
until
To get your
to get your
attention. I promise
attention.
you, bro.
He breaks you down literally till you cry on the mic right
I'm
now.
not crying. I'm just.
He breaks you down, Alysha. I'm telling
I
you,
know.
this is a real thing. God is not to be played with, especially if you are a woman who believes in him.
Right.
He is
and-
not to be played with, and he's
Agreed.
telling you at this very moment, Alysha
Wake up.
Pamphil,
Pamphil.
do not play with me. I will set shit off. God ain't.
No, I know. I get it.
As
Guess
a
in
jail,
tongue.
as a former
that was-
jail member,
As a former jailbird,
believe
A jail member?
a jail member, she was up in there.
I was
with
on
ghosts.
the chain gang, okay?
Yeah.
I wasn't. Shout out to
D-block.
the people that were on the
Shout
chain
out.
gang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to this episode.
But yeah, no, I know. We're
But no,
we're
look.
in funny space. We are actually taking space.
So hey, what are the 3 things that you're gonna do tonight
Good question.
that
I'm
you're going to
going-
get yourself unstuck?
I'm gonna write a goal list.
Cool.
I'm going to pray to the good Lord above.
Yeah. Do that. Do that.
And I don't know a number 3.
Maybe it's like scheduling a gym appointment
Oh,
or
yes.
reaching out to.
Well,
because-
I already did that today. I already hit somebody and I said I'm ready to be training. with you.
Yeah,
So
because
that's done.
Keisha got me back in shape, but also not even on just a discipline of about doing something.
Right.
So when you show up for yourself, you believe that you can show up for your goals. You believe that
Come
you can
on
show up
now.
for other people. You believe that you can do things again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we get so stuck in the mundane, everyday things that we are doing that we forget that it is a blessing
Mm-hmm.
to not only have the people that we have around us, but be in the places we're in
Right.
and doing the things we're doing. And to
yes.
even be able to want to do more. But just don't let it. It's a blessing to be here, yo. And we
It
don't
is.
have to be here at all.
Right. No.
So
very
don't like
true.
stay in this stuck place. You got to open up your eyes again and see the Lord, see the light.
For real, Leash, we preached to you when we preached to you a couple episodes ago. The next episode, if I got preached to you again,
We fighting.
I'ma fuck
Y'all
you
kicking
up.
me out.
We gonna make you
That's
give
cool.
you something to cry about.
Right? Huh.
I ain't scared.
Hashtag mama talk.
Hashtag
I ain't
black moms
scared. I ain't
everywhere.
scared. But yeah, no. I mean, I
gang.
I have a lot of soul searching to do, and I think
Maybe
I'm
you
stuck.
really don't.
I do. I
Because
think
I
I
feel
do.
like you maybe you're giving yourself too much of a burden to carry, and it's really not even that serious.
That could
No,
be
It can
and
be
he
as
said
simple
the
as
sa-
like, I'm
he
not gonna
said
do
the
this
same
anymore.
thing. He said the
Bro,
same
sometimes
exact
you
thing.
over exaggerate what you need to do to move yourself forward.
Y'all better talk to me.
You know that quote?
Child, we be watching you. we
Yeah,
be
there's a
watching
quote
you.
that said. There's a quote that says, "Don't over exaggerate someone's place in your life." I'm gonna say this to you: don't over exaggerate your place in your life.
Right.
Black Girl
Wait,
Pod.
what?
Rebecca's like, no, I'm gonna challenge
I
that.
don't understand.
Don't
Challenge.
over You already have a place. Your life has. Deaconess Martin has come to the building.
Hello?
You already have a place. Your life is already written. Your plans are already made. Everything that you're going to do, you have no clue of it that it's going to happen yet. What's going to happen to you when you walk out this door, you don't know what's going to happen yet, but God knows.
Correct.
You know, the higher, and if you don't believe in God out there, people, the higher beings know. Muhammad knows. Everyone believes in
Allah
God.
knows.
Allah knows. Everyone believes in
Universe
God.
knows.
Jehovah.
No, seriously, I'm talking from a serious point. God knows what's going to happen. So that place has already been filled. Your life has already, it's already set in stone. Your thoughts are over exaggerating the place that's already been filled.
Right.
Don't over exaggerate your place in your life already. Black Girl Pod. Deaconess Martin has spoken.